And off we go. Momodora is a Metroidvania. In this game, you can jump, you can double jump, you can do melee combos and arrows. Shoot arrows, you can charge them. You can also roll, which is pretty fast at the beginning of the game, as you can see on pause screen. And you can also roll jump, which is basically pressing the roll and the jump button on the same frame. And it keeps the height from from jumping and the speed and invincibility from rolling. This first area is the grove. There's not much to talk about here. There are some enemies that we're gonna meet in like a while. They are the imps. Those imps are super random, and in higher difficulties they are pretty hard to deal with because we like have less health, and they are like, it's kind of hard to predict them often. As you could see in pause screen, we got a chest. We're gonna get 3 in the first area, and we get that so you have enough money to buy an item from the shop. Hitting that arrow is really hard sometimes. They're like fast strategies, but they are somewhat hard. And off we go. Just chilling. This is one of the best songs in this game, just because it's extremely chill. And this is the second chest. Like, this area is probably the most chaotic of the run, but it's also like, this soothing song just tries to calm you down when you reset a lot. It's pretty good. And the third chest hidden in the wall, very nicely done. And now both runners are reaching the first boss in this game, which is Idea. There's a certain setup for a quick kill. Let's see if they can get it. Basically, for every boss fight, if you don't get hit during it, you will get an item. The first item is the Idea's Pearl, which is... oh, there you go, quick kill on pause screen, pretty good. Idea's Pearl allows our arrows to have poison properties, which is really strong. It's a lot of damage over time. Seb also got a quick kill. Idea danced on his screen, like, that loses about 3 seconds every time it happens, but it's fine. It's still a pretty close race. And now we buy the shop item, which is the Crystal Seed. The Crystal Seed allows us to have 50% more attack damage for 15 seconds. So it's pretty good on the early game. Later on we replace with better item, but it does help until you have that other item. The second part, the Karst City, is also super chill. It has some like weird platforming because you have to adapt to like dogs and witches, but it's not super hard. And here we are at the second boss fight, which is Mocha and Lubella. Mocha's this small being of evil. I like to call him a flying cockroach because you basically don't want him to get close and he can just jump at you randomly, and it's pretty scary whenever that happens. Mocha can do 3 different attacks. We got Toho balls for both of them. And there you go, the second part is Lubella. It's not too hard, but it's kinda precise, and she can dive. As you can see in pause screen, whenever she dies, we lose 12 seconds, where we cannot like hit her or do anything else. Also, if she dives too early, we lose the Crystal Seed effect, which like makes it even slower. Seb got through the fight just fine, and so did Paul. The second boss item is the Backman Patch. Backman Patch will summon 104 small squares of doom that they do little damage individually, but when there's 100 of them, it's actually pretty strong. And it also helps outside boss fights, so it's pretty useful. And now we have another cutscene. There are like 4 cutscenes in this game we have to go through. They are like all pretty short. This is the longest of them. And as you can see, both runners are super close. Like, Seb seems ahead, but his timer is like ahead by a few seconds. So they are basically tied at this point, I would say. This is the third area, the grave. This is a very spooky area because we have lots of spikes, precise platform witches that can like mess you up. We also have bats. Bats spawn on like always on the reverse side of the screen. Like if you came from the right, they came from the left. And they also are somewhat random. In easy, it's not too bad, because if you get hit, we just keep living. But in higher difficulties, especially insane, where you only have one HP, like those bats are completely deadly. Also, we do the super dangerous backtrack to get this key. This is the garden key we're gonna use twice later on. And now you can proceed to the next boss fight. Every spike in this game, despite we have in max health, they will always instant kill you. Like, it's super evil. Usually when people see like those huge health bars, they just think like, oh, so this game is kind of easy if you play on easy, right? No, you can instantly die just like other difficulties. It doesn't really matter at all. And off they go. This is a pretty scary screen. Epic Momo commentary. Yo, Chile, thank you. As you can see in Seb's screen, we just hit that witch, so she'll die to poison. Because if you don't kill her, she's gonna like appear during the fight and you don't wanna get hit because you want the boss items. So it's like, we just take care of her very quickly. And this is Derelict Frida, which is a dumb drinking burp. She can teleport, as you can see in Seb's screen, which is pretty bad. You basically lose 3 seconds every time she does that. There are 2 ways to do this fight. As you can see in pause screen, pause is just like sitting in a corner doing like spamming arrows, which is very safe, but it's slower. And as you can see in Seb's screen, Seb is doing melee strategies, which require him to like react faster to stuff and also know what you can do. The third item we got on Seb's screen is the Sparse Thread. The Sparse Thread does AoE damage around Kaho. And it's pretty useful. Does a good chunk of damage. And we also got one of the 4 crests. So for this story, we kinda need to get 4 crests to lock a wall and talk to the queen at the castle. And each of those crests also give Kaho a special power. The first one we get is the fast charge, which allows us to charge our arrows faster. I'm sorry, I'm kind of sleepy right now. And what you just saw in pause screen was a shortcut we unlock by baiting the backman to explode a wall. It's the only way to explode that wall, and it's somewhat slow, but it's way faster than going back all the way. And this is one of my favorite areas in the game, Whiteleaf Memorial Park. We don't see a lot of it in this category, but it's like a pretty cool and chill area. I like the aesthetic quite a lot. And there we go, Seb is reaching the next boss fight, which is a rematch against Lupella. Also, as you can see in his screen, what he did was to use the crystal seed and then recharge by hitting the bell, so he can use more than once during the fight in case something bad happens. And the something bad is Lubella diving, which is like, she can always dive and it's pretty sad. She didn't, so it's fine. And Palm is reaching the Lubella boss fight right now. Doing just fine. This is the only boss fight where we don't care about taking damage because her item's kinda useless, at least for the speedrun. Labella Chuba's items allow us to have Hajin when we kill stuff, but we kinda don't really care about that because that doesn't make us faster, so we just ignore that completely. And now we become a cat. In cat form, cat is faster than human Kaho, and it also has a smaller hitbox. The only problem with cat is that cats cannot use items or use ladders. So basically from now on, the best form of movement is roll jumping as a cat and cancelling with a melee. If you don't cancel your roll jump, you're gonna see the full roll animation that will slow you down. Also, SebK keyboard has some ghosting problems, so he cannot roll jump, which is unfortunate. But despite that, he gets really good times by executing perfectly everywhere else. And this on side screen is Parallel. He's a pretty chill person. That's it. Also, I'm not switching audio to Sabs because it's mute right now, so and basically we gotta stick to palms for a while. And what you just saw in Sab's screen was a bell. Basically, he went all this way to see that bell, so later he can teleport to it instead of backtracking all the way. Right now we're going to get the next crest, which is the Warp Crest. Warp Crest allows us to teleport between bells, and it's probably the best crest you can get for speeds. It's kinda depressing knowing Seb can even RJ and his PB is like 2 minutes before mine. Oh yeah, I just killed them in midnight right now. That goes basically because we only you're only cats with you're only cat farm for between Labella Chew and Arsonist, which is not a very long time in the run. Later on we have air dashes, which kinda minimizes the effects of not being able to roll jump, I would say. And there we go. Going back all the way here, basically we have to be in cat farm to reach this area because cat is smaller. It's just kinda sad because then you gotta walk a bit more than usual, but it's fine. This area is Floriciel, and I have no idea what that means, but it's a pretty cool word. And we are getting this warp. This is really close, by the way. This is probably one of the closest races we have so far. Even though we had so many close races in this tournament, it's kinda insane. And now we can teleport. As you can see, this was the bell that we saw before, and this is the bell we teleport the most to. It's it has the best position one could ask for. Paul also got the Warp Crest, and they are both heading to the next area, which is Cinder Chambers. Cinder Chambers is a pretty scary area where we don't really see a lot in any percent, which might make it look easy, but it gets it's pretty hard. The rest of it is kind of a hell. If you play Avid, which is the collectibles category, or if you play casually, it's super scary with tons of traps, enemies, spikes, and everything else you could ask for. And this is Arsonist. She has the highest HP of all of the main bosses, and this makes the fight kinda harder than it should. There's also Kev helping you. The optimal way to do this fight is to stagger Arsonist every 6 charge arrows you do, but that is kinda risky. And then you just want to stay keep your distance and deal damage. Also you want to finish this fight as close to the right as possible, and I think that's it, because basically once you go to the right, like you want to finish both as close to the right and as close to Calf as possible, because she has to up to you. The item you get from this fight is the Pocket Accessory, which adds fire properties to your attacks and to your backman patches, which was not intended, but Devs decided to let that in because it was really cool. And the press we get after the fight is the air dash press. And now the fastest way to move is to do a roll jump and air dash, because it has like a small cooldown. And this is the best screen of the game, the cat RNG screen. There's 5 white cats, 1 black cat, and 1 caramel cat. This is the best screen ever. We can admire cats doing their things, talk to the best girl in this game, and also get a key, I guess. And now we keep going. We're now heading to get the last grass and also do a very fast boss fight, I guess. In the meanwhile, Palm is getting to the cat room. He also got 5 white cats, 1 caramel, 1 black. What the heck is this rigged? I don't think I've ever seen 2 people getting the same cat RNG in a race before. This is interesting. Basically, all cats' actions, positions, and colors are randomized, so it's pretty good. Also, there was a fight in SebK screen, as you can see. It's not a very fast fight. If you play this game casually, you're like, hey, this fight takes a lot, it's kinda hard, but like, we are so OP at this point with items that Fennel just melts. It's pretty fun. And now Seb is reaching the Pina Colada, which is formerly called the Pinacoteca, and is also known as Royal Pinecone City. Basically, Pinacoteca is a pretty hard word for native English speakers to say, so each person has their own small nickname for it. It's one of the hardest areas in this game to go fast because it has lots of different movements. You gotta keep switching between Cajo and Cat. There's lots of verticality, lots of enemies, lots of spikes, lots of everything. But it's really good when you do that. Like, wow, it's very rewarding. Oh yeah, the item we got from Fennel is the Tainted Missive. The Tainted Missive, at the cost of 1/4 of our max health, you get 100% attack damage for 15 seconds. Which is really good, but you can kill yourself with it if you're not like paying attention. And the crest we get is the Supercharge crest, which allows us to have an extra arrow charge level, which is really strong. Also, Seb and Palm, they are both going to have a small detour to get the Sealed Wind. Using the Sealed Wind allows us to upgrade our leaf and get a true ending of this game. If you don't get a true ending, the game won't consider itself beaten, which means you didn't finish the run, which means yeah, you gotta like it didn't count. So we get that even in any percent. It also does damage, I guess, but it's kind of like laughable. And this is probably one of the hardest fights in the game. Lupiar and Magnolia. We gotta react to Lupiar RNG, and Lupiar has this thing where she can just like roll like you, which means you can evade your attacks, which is basically shitting. But yeah, and then there's Magnolia. We have this quick Q setup. Seb did very nicely, and he got the heavy arrows. On just getting the save to save. Very nicely done. The heavy arrows doubles your arrow damage, which is amazing considering that we can double our damage with Tainted Missive, we can double with heavy arrows, and we can increase with Pocket Accessories. Like basically more damage and then you double and then you double again. It's like pretty OP. And now here we're gonna use a small sequence break. Seb is using the patches to hit a switch that is not on screen, so he can unlock a shortcut instead of going all the way back through a very long path. And now we go back to upgrade our leaf. Upgrading our leaf not only unlocks the true ending, but it also gives us more melee damage. It's pretty good. You use the sealed wind to generate wind and spin the windmill, and then you can get that by bathing in hibiscus tea. I don't like hibiscus tea personally, but if that helps us save evil, then I guess we gotta deal with it. That bell with the shortcut is also very convenient because you can teleport there. And that basically helps us a lot. And now we are finally at the castle. It's not a super hard area. It has some, like, the first part is kinda okay. Later it gets kinda hard because it has some very scary rooms, but it's not too bad. Also, there's Kev, she's just sleeping, she's completely alive. Pawn just baited his leaf in hibiscus tea and is now more powerful. Let's go. Seb is reaching the Angel mini boss. Basically, we have to hit the right one. Usually, we have to, like, casually we learn which one is real by her attacks, but we can just look at the one closest to the ground, which was not an intended thing. But someone found that out, and then we abuse it, and Seb did the yeet, which is the best. Oh my god, the screen's so scary. Which is the best strategy ever. Let's go. Both of them done during these runs, like, super consistently. I'm not completely sure, but I think Seb might be on pace for PB, which would be amazing. Like, if it's not on pace, it's at least close, and the same goes for Paul, I think. But yeah, this is the final fight. This is the queen. She has 3 phases if you're going for the true ending, and only 2 if not. We have setups to do quick kills, and the way this works is that we combine the damage of all things and try to keep our tainted missive charge last as much as possible. Like, we want to use the missive charge for both phases, and what you just saw on pause screen was what happens when you hit the wrong angel. Fish rains from the sky. It's pretty bad because it's slow, but it's good because it feeds all the kittens in the world. And let's go. And this is the 3rd phase for Seb. GG. I did PB, spoilers by the way. GG Seb. On a 23:04. This is like, I think it's a 6 or 7 seconds PB. Very nicely done. And as a reward, Seb gets a cat. Wow. Very nice. 23:04 is like insanely good for race settings. It's pretty good. Not a lot of people has 23, and like even less people has low 23s. And getting that consistently in a race setting is pretty nice. Pawn is having trouble with inventory, which is understandable. Like, messing up with inventory can be kinda tricky. Let's see how the queen fight goes. Aha! Very good phase 1. And very good phase 2. Very nicely done. This can still get a sub 25, which is also pretty impressive for race settings. There we go, GG Paul! Both of them showing very impressive Momodora skills. And now we wait for the next race in the best of 3. This can still go either way. Like, they are both pretty close to each other despite this difference in time. Paul had some dives. Also, there was the angel fight that was kind of bad for him. Like, stuff like that happens. This game is very notorious for being kinda scary in races because there's like so much RNG and any big mistake can cost you a bunch of time. If you wanna learn this game, it has a very it's pretty easy to learn and hard to master. We have a Discord server and lots of guides and resources for newcomers, so if you wanna join, feel free. Also, we have a channel dedicated to cat pictures, so if you wanna post cat pictures there, no one will ever stop you. Also, remember to drink water, that's pretty important. Runners are getting ready for the second match. Let's find out if we're gonna have a third or not. PB, yes! Seb got a PB. A 6 seconds PB, which was pretty impressive considering a race. Was very nice. Maybe Seb can PB again and get like a sub 23. Who knows? Seb has been super consistent. He plays a lot and practices a lot, and he has been getting like consistent sub 24, like mid Like low mid 23s, like he's been getting a lot of those, which is pretty good. Like this is a skill that's very important for tournaments. How big was the difference at the end? Seb had a 2304 and Paul had, I think it was either a low 24 or like a low 25 or a high 24. It was pretty good too. He messed up a bit on Angel. This is a pretty good song. And we are getting ready to the second race. If you have any questions, by the way, about this game or about the run, just feel free to ask. Also remember to follow runners. They are pretty good at the game. Um, I don't know if Paul streams a lot, but Seb does. So check them out. They are very talented. And yeah, off to the second race we go. In case anyone missed the first race, this is a Metroidvania where you have various actions. You can jump, you can double jump, you can roll. You can roll jump by pressing roll and jump on the same frame. You can also do melee attacks and arrow attacks. Let's hope for another very good race for both runners without dives. There's the thing that I didn't really notice until now, but Seb plays with low graphic settings on, and Palm plays with high settings, so there's like this small missed difference. Quad Cat, since you're 4 cats in a trench coat, what are the colors? It's a secret. That's why we have a trench coat. It's one of the 5 big mysteries in life. Very smart and very effective. We are just running through. If you never saw this game before, there's like, as you can see, there's lots of different branches and paths you can take. Most of them have secrets or items or stuff. This game seems pretty small, and it kinda is, but it does have a pretty good amount of content. Go, Paul, take this to race 3. Yeah, you can do this, Paul. It's gonna be alright. Pawn is reaching the fight, and so is Seb. Pawn got there slightly earlier. Let's see, it all depends on the quick kill. Okay, Pawn got the quick kill again, very nicely done, and so did Seb. Pawn is ahead, but he cannot do any major mistake, or else it would be bad. And there is Sense Undertale on Seb's screen. The mandatory Sense Undertale joke every time I see Sense Undertale. Very good movement from both of them. I'm usually an AVIP player, so like whenever I see that vitality fragment, like whenever I play or watch someone playing that and the person doesn't get it, I usually get pretty sad. Get the collectibles! Let's go, going against Mocha and Lobel again. AVIP best category. Indeed, it is. Let's see if you managed to see more Mocha attacks. Oh yeah, we saw the backman attack on Mocha's screen. The patches attack. And there you go, they're like super close to each other. Like, what the heck? They are both so synced. Seb finished the fight slightly earlier. Very nicely done. Oh, we can switch audio now. Nice. Seb's audio wasn't working before, so... The first serves from the ground were really close. Yeah, that attack can be like pretty scary sometimes. Like, it's one of the attacks that, like, if you're too greedy, you're gonna get hit. Like, you either gotta dodge by, like, jumping or rolling away, or you just respect the attack and wait. It's pretty hard to, like, be optimal versus that attack. And now we see Ari again. In this cutscene, Ari asks, how many bugs did you get during the run? And you said 0 because you're playing any percent, and then she gets sad and tells you to leave. This is actually not what happened. She's a princess, and I think she was locked here, like in the grave. There's like kind of a small prison there. We don't see that in any percent, really. We can like rescue Sense Undertale and someone that actually dies. It's quite neat. And now we're getting the detour again to get the key. Trademark. It's really fun how like in low settings this area is kind of like red, and like in high settings it's kind of bluish. Looks nice. I like this color theme. Like lots of players play on low settings just because they found it like prettier like that. Oh, Seb lost the good bro. It happens. They are so synced right now. What the heck? Just look at this. They're like inches from each other. What's going on in this race? Oh my god. Okay, Pawn is not ahead. No, Seb is ahead. Now Pawn is ahead again. Is this pre-recorded? Like, look at this! The sync is impressive. No, Seb used the patches in the wrong direction, but noticed in time for the second line. This is probably the part where Seb gets the lead again, just because it goes for melee strategies. Or maybe not. Paul is taking the lead because Frida is teleporting like crazy. And Paul finished the fight, very nicely done. Safety paid off. And now Seb finished it. Both of them got Spark Strat, and oh my god, this is still like super cool. At this point, one dive can change everything. Actually, we need like much less than a dive to make a difference for this. It's so insane. Neither of them got the early wall break, which is sad. Here we go. Oh, Paul almost jumping too early there, but managed to recover and not die. Very nicely done. Not dying is a skill one definitely wants when speedrunning this game. They are both on White Leaf, the best area in the game. I wish I had the skill of not dying, Sam. But only in video games. Being like immortal in real life seems very sad. And there you go. They are both into the fight. And Labella instantly dive on Paul's screen and on Seb's screen. Like, everyone's getting a dive. You wanna dive, you get a dive. Shit. Everyone gets bad luck in this. No one has the same. I mean, this is fair, right? If both of them get the same bad RNG, then it's like pretty good for both, right? It's like, it's just justice. This is so close. What's happening? Look at this. They're like, they're so tight together. And there we go. Being cute cats again. Look at, they're so fucking. Oh no. Aw, they are now getting distant from each other. It's spoilers! Kaho is a cat! Dang. This is... I kinda want to scream, like, holy shit. This is such a cool race right now. I think Paul is like 2 or 3 seconds ahead, but I'm not for sure. Yeah, it's like 3 seconds. But there's like this small disadvantage that Seb cannot roll jump because of his hardware. Which kind of will like large the distance for a while, but who knows? Who knows what lies ahead? Paramount knows. Paramount actually tells you to go to the right. And instead of doing that, I mean, we actually go to the right, but then don't go all the way to the right as planned. We just go half the way to the right. Is Seb roll jumping? I have no idea. Basically, we barely see the roll animation when road jumping and canceling with a melee. It's kind of hard to tell just by looking. The way I tell is usually by the sound. As you can see in Palm Spring, you can hear like the whoop sound when you roll. And they both just killed a mosquito. It's like etc. I actually wonder if like walking as a cat is like is faster than rolling as a human. I'm not super sure. Yeah, they're both going pretty tight. I mean, not super tight, like one's slightly ahead, but it's still pretty good. It's close enough that if Paul misses the cycle, oh wait, before getting the warp, Seb can get ahead. Very nicely done. Avoiding imps and the ice guy. Seb just hit the ice guy and got hit by the imp, which is unfortunate. And Paul got the first cycle, and so does Seb. Super good. It's pretty insane that they are both like this consistent. Like, it's quite nice to watch. I am the ladder boss, the quick queue of the ladder boss is going down and the regular queue is going up. Only a few are brave enough to go up on that ladder. I believe Ponson on PB pace? I think so. I think both of them might be. Even with that dive, like it's still a pretty good pace, I would say. Oh. And now Paul is on the arsonist fight. And now Seb is also on the arsonist fight. Let's see how Arsonist behaves. She's also like one of the bosses that can go like and go beyond her own programming and be really sad and annoying at times. So it's like she's the scariest boss, at least to me. Oh, and Seb is now locked in the corner and managed to like leave very nicely. And finish the fight. They both finished the fight almost at the same time, but Seb is slightly ahead because he's closer to Kaf and closer to the right. Oh my god. This is such a good race. Like, they're so close together. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. And I like this. And so they go to the most blessed screen ever. The cat screen. We have 3 caramel, 2 white and 2 black. This is such a blessed cat RNG. And on post screen we have 4 white, 2 black and 1 caramel, which is also blessed. Pretty good RNG for both runners. Seb almost going on his way to get a vitality fragment right there. Decided not to. There you go. Going to the secret boss fight, which is not really secret. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, let's go. Some say that this fight takes a while. I don't know what people talk about. Like, Seb just got rid of some random insect in monastery. And oh my god, Paul got hit. which is really bad. He didn't get hit, but he poisoned himself. Oh no. And now Seb is ahead by a bunch. And got hit again. Oof. Fail is like, she's not super hard to do, but if you mess up, it can be really sad. Like, you don't lose a whole bunch of time, but you kind of start doubting yourself, because that just like not happen often. Let's go. Third is a charm, and now they are both going to the next area. Sam is doing very nicely, almost found two spikes there, but that's fine. Pinacoteca, such a graceful area full of skeletons, mini Fridas, paintings, a pretty cool song, and lots of eggs too. And got a sealed one very nicely without trouble. Oof, that Backman laser was mean. But this is still far from over. There are lots of spikes. Lupiar is kind of a boss that sometimes doesn't behave, so be on the watch for that. Oh, that was very nicely done. Also, I really like this strategy here because you want to use the first Backman before you get into the fight, so you can instantly stagger her. It's like a pretty small and cool strategy. Look here, behaved by the way. As you can see, she just died, which is behaving for us. And Magnolia instantly died as well. Very nicely done. Upon getting the backup save again, it's really good. Like, even if you don't actually, even if you're like not gonna reset in case you get hit, it can you like replenish your health, so you can make sure you can use missive. There we go. Unlocking the shortcut. Now Paul's going for Magnolia. I didn't see what happened, but I assume he had to use both threads, which is kind of unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. Very nicely done. Beat Lupiar without getting hit. Magnolia too. This is still a 23 pace for Seb, which is really good. Like, it's super impressive getting like consistent 23s like that. It's quite nice. Wait, what happened in Paul's screen? Did he die to spikes? What happened? What? Am I confused? What happened in Possible? This is my question. Maybe we'll never know. And that bomb was pretty evil on Seb's screen. Oh. Cat got hit. And now we're gonna fight against the almighty clone angel, which is actually not an angel, but she definitely clones herself. But you don't actually hit the clone, so we're not fighting the clone, we're fighting the original one. Maybe we should rename this fight. I think we should definitely rename this fight to something else. Well, it's the way we call it is a complete lie. Oh, that was scary. Yeah. And we're safe. I like to assume that whenever we get into this elevator, we are just safe to go. But some bad things can happen, especially in higher difficulties, where there's a skeleton on the left. It was just fine. Oh, that bomb on pause screen was sad. I hate when that Backman does that. It's just evil. Jump down, down. Off. Okay, Seb took a whole bunch of damage on clean. Phase 2. He's gonna go safe and just use the crystal seed instead. I don't think he would die if he used the missive, but it's better being safe than sorry. Paul also just beat the angel, very nicely done. The original not angel boss. This is her new name now. Let's see. Very nicely done, 23:27, amazing time for a race. And Seb gets not only this win, but also a cat and also the match. Very nicely done. GG's Seb. And now pawns approaching the wing. And we have no audio, I don't know why. Wait, hey Seb, what's up?
Hello, Cat. How are you doing?
GG. I'm
Thank
alright.
you, thank you.
This were both pretty good, like pretty close races. And Paul Bliss! Yes, Paul getting into the third phase very nicely.
It was, at least from my part, was really, really good. I'm glad that everything went according to. I'm sorry, I need to leave for a second.
Wait, hey Sam, what's up? Well, sure. I'm listening. So, okay. GG Pawn. There we go. This was pretty confusing. GG both runners. Nice display of skill. Double sub 25 is also really good, and at sub 25, despite having to reset on Fennel twice, that's like pretty good. GG's. And now we're waiting for interviews. Seb is already here, but he's dealing with something. Let's see if Paul will also join us.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I had to go open the door. Okay. But yeah, it was a really nice race. I have to watch the VOD later to see how it went for Pawn.
It was, especially the second one, it was so close until Fennel. Like, until Fennel, it was like super close. Like, you were basically tied. Like, every single mistake could like change like the lead. It was super cool. But then, he died twice to Fennel and you got like a huge lead.
What? He poisoned himself or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so.
He poisoned himself and then he got hit by lightning. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Well, if anything, GG Jado Pawn. Thank you for the race, and of course, thank you, Kat, for commentating. It was really fun.
It was really impressive. Like getting consistently like low 23s in races is pretty nice. Also, GG on your PP 2304.
Thank you. actually got a PB in a race. It feels so nice.
And it's a pretty good PB. Like, this is like 23 is when like it gets hard to actually PB. So getting that in a race is like especially cool.
I can feel the struggle now. I have to pray that Frida doesn't teleport, Luvella doesn't dive. It's really hard.
But you got that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, maybe one day.
You're getting there. Sub 23 is right. Yeah.
And you're gonna get the 22 soon too.
Let's hope. Let's just hope. Yeah, is Spawn joining? I don't think I don't know if he's gonna join or not, actually. Why is it chat though? I am confused.
That's weird. The bot didn't take my time on the live split. Oh well.
So, anything else to add? How are you doing in general? How are you feeling after getting that good juicy PB? And are you nervous for your next match?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. I'm lagging a little bit. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I'm there? Yeah,
Hello.
I'm there.
You are there.
I'm sorry.
So
Oh,
how are
boy.
you feeling about like this all? Are you nervous about your next match?
Yeah, I always get nervous, even though I shouldn't. But I guess that helps because it pushes me to try to get everything correctly. And in general, I think it's okay. But then I look back and then why I was nervous? It's so dumb. I feel a little dumb about it.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. I always get nervous. Like I was even nervous before commentating on this one, which I'm not really sure why, but it just was. But yeah, nervous always get us, and then we either get the run or we don't, and then we get happy. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
you always commentate great. So
Oh, thank you.
I feeling great, and let's see who am I against in the next round. I hope it's also a great match.
I think it's probably gonna be. Let's check the standings real quick. It's probably gonna be Googler
Oh boy.
or Drink Fox if Drink Fox wins. It's one of them.
Okay.
It's one of the two. Basically, it's gonna be close regardless. And Sean, he's there. Wow. I can't type. What the heck? Let's wait for Paul.
Well, if I play against Goggler, I'll try to use some black magic so I can go faster than him.
I mean, it's possible. It's like even if Googler is like one of the best, it's still gonna be close. Like, I mean, even I got a chance. I won one of the races, I guess.
Yeah, you did great against him.
But it's possible.
And then you gave us that AV run. It was really fun.
That even was great. How are you feeling, Pawn? GG?
GG, WP, etc. How you guys
GG,
doing?
man.
GG.
Yes.
Well played. Congrats on the PB, by the way. Very nice time.
Thank you. It was a really nice race with you.
Sorry?
It was a really nice race. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I had a good time. It was a close one for sure. Up to a certain point at the during the second race anyway.
That second race, you were both so like you're both basically tired the entire race until final. Like, I was having like a really hard time trying to see who was ahead or not because they're like are both like changing positions every single frame. It was insane.
Yeah, it was. I can't wait to go back and watch. That final was incredibly tragic. I don't know what happened.
Final being final, it happens.
My luck ran out, I guess. I don't know. I was just like cruising. And then every time I was just like, man, something horrible could have happened just there, but didn't happen. And then eventually kind of caught up to me, I guess. So what are you going to do? But it was a fun time.
It was really
Yeah,
fun.
it was really fun.
Like even like when Lubella she dived, she dived like at the same time for both of you. It was like you were super cool.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I'm
was
looking forward to
feeling bad about that dive. I actually threw some frustration slashes in the air.
watching. Dang.
But it was good. If both of you had a bad RNG, it means it kind of balanced it out for the race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
To be
it's
fair.
even.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at it. I'm glad it was at least a good show for a while. So that was kind of my goal
It
anyway,
was
was
pretty
with
good.
entering the tournament. So
I mean, having
yeah.
sub 25s is like consistently is really good for races, and you got a sub 25, even getting to reset on final like twice, so it's really good.
thanks. Yeah, I'd like to get sub 24 soon. Like, I just really want that. But
You can
I've
do
never
this.
gotten one.
You'll get it soon.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just gotta keep playing and endure the RNG fiesta that is this game.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. How long have you been running this game, by the way, Seb? I thought you were one of the newer guys.
I actually been running for about 8 months, but then I stopped
Mm.
because of HRV.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw Flash running. It was very interesting. I saw Flash running, and he told me about the tournament. I didn't have any clue
Mm-hmm.
that the tournament was being run. And then I decided, oh, I will practice. And all these people, it's actually motivating.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I find that the tournament is always a really good motivator. Like last time, I think I improved my PB by like 2 minutes during the tournament just because I was like grinding a lot, trying to do well. So it's a good motivator in my experience.
Yeah, competition is great, man. It's
Mhm.
so good.
And it's been helping like so many people out. Like if you compare everyone's PBs like before the tournament and like as it's progressing. Like even like the newcomers like Flash, Chaylee, Tovale, they're like lowering their time so fast. Sam doesn't count because he used to play before, but he's been also lowering so damn much so fast. Like Sam is about to bop me in the leaderboard, so I'm like I'm feeling it, and it's like it's great. Everyone's like improving a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, most
I'm
of.
coming for you, Kat.
Don't get bought.
No.
Yeah, it's really nice. This tournament is great, man.
It was a fun time. I'm looking forward to the next round. I don't know who
Yeah,
I'll be
same.
racing yet, but
And tomorrow we have like 2 races, right?
yeah, I'm looking at the schedule now. Yes, we do. We have 3 actually tomorrow.
We have 3 races tomorrow, and I think we'll only be missing 1 to finish the 3rd round. Lester has to wait for a few weeks before the next race. So yeah, but like tomorrow will be great. We'll have
I'm
Dorothy
excited
versus
for tomorrow.
Tovale, which both have pretty good times. They're like pretty tied to each other. And Jado versus Flash, they are also pretty tied to each other. And Lowry versus Chaylee, which are also tied.
Wow.
Like, I
There should be
think
some good
Chaylee,
races.
they're gonna be amazing. And like Chaylee versus Lowry, I think their PBs is like 10 seconds apart or something like that. It's kind of
Wow.
ridiculous. It's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good time. That'll just come down to like race stuff, you know, like who's better in the actual race format rather than like, you know, just
Yeah.
pure potential. Consistency will be the deciding factor for sure.
Mhm.
Consistency is just so important for this game in races. Like you can like be do all the fast strategies, but if you're not consistent at them, you're most likely gonna die at some point and lose the race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think this wraps up for today. Do any of you have anything else to say?
Not really.
Well,
Just GG. Congrats on the PB.
thank you, man. If you like this game, just play it casually. It's very, very fun, and if you want to run, it's also a great experience. Give it a chance, and be on the lookout for Minori on next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Next game coming out, it's $20. Minoria, it's another Metroidvania by the creators of Momodora, and it's gonna be great.
I'm excited for
But
that.
it does looks amazing. Like I'm gonna run that game from day one for sure.
Yeah, I think. Well, maybe I shouldn't say anything. I'll refrain.
Spoilers.
Mysterious.
I happen to know that somebody might be interested. That you guys might care to know that is interested, but I don't want to say anything on stream.
Ooh.
Oh, spoilers.
Mystery.
The same spoilers.
Game one speedrunner is what I mean. But moving right along. All right. Well, GG's everybody, and yeah, thanks for commentating, Kat. I appreciate it. And
No problem.
thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Sab and Paul for like the amazing race. Also thank you SpeedGaming for hosting this tournament for us. Thank you SpeedGaming staff for helping with stuff. And thank you all for watching. See you all the next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.